So guys, this is one of the craziest recruiting stories of the 2023 cycle, and I'm going to set the stage and kind of go through exactly what happened yesterday in regards to the absolute superstar receiver Noah Rodgers, who right now is the number 50 overall player in the country. Personally, I think he's the best receiver in the country. That's just my personal opinion, but I do think he will move up the ranks. He's 6'2", 180, basically a Chris Godwin clone. And wow, what happened with Noah Rodgers yesterday was just bonkers. So to set the stage, Ohio State's 2023 wide receiver class is looking at adding some 5-stars. They've got a 5-star on a visit right now, Brandon Inniss, who could be on commitment watch this weekend. Ohio State is far out and ahead, the leader for Brandon Inniss, currently the nation's number 2 receiver. They're also currently the leader for Carnell Tate, who's already filmed his commitment video. If you guys don't know, Carnell Tate, another 5-star receiver in the 2023 recruiting class, and his commitment video has already been filmed. We're just waiting for him to drop it, and it's between Ohio State and Tennessee, and it's looking like Ohio State is going to win that recruitment. So Ohio State right now, on the verge of getting landing Carnell Tate, a 5-star receiver, on the verge of landing Brandon Inniss, another 5-star receiver, and Noah Rodgers, who was supposed to fly in yesterday. Ohio State was also trending heavily for him. So that's 3 top 50 receivers Ohio State led for heavily, and Noah Rodgers was supposed to visit yesterday. Now, this is a full recap done by Wolfpack Stats, and it says, this was the single most dramatic day in a long time for football recruiting. Dave has always kept the drama to a minimum, not today. State has an impressive list of visitors, and it was barely a story because all eyes were on Noah Rodgers. Here is the timeline for Noah Rodgers. So going into yesterday, we're expecting him to take a trip on a plane from North Carolina, his home, to Columbus for an official visit where Ohio State is far out and ahead, the leader, and the in-state school, NC State, is running second in his recruitment. It's expected his recruitment is going to end very soon. People are speculating, will he announce his commitment to Ohio State when he takes his official visit, which was supposed to begin yesterday? Will he announce his commitment to Ohio State this weekend on his official visit in Columbus? And then you have the whole dynamic of Brandon Inniss, the other 5-star receiver currently visiting, and Carnell Tate, another 5-star receiver in the 2023 class, on the verge of announcing his commitment. So this is what happened. You can see at 10:25 a.m., Steve Wiltfong, who's a recruiting expert, comes out and says his Ohio State visit is canceled, saying it was a weather thing. Now, when I originally read that, I had speculated that Brandon Inniss and Carnell Tate had silently committed to Ohio State, and Noah Rodgers basically said, I don't want to go be the number 3 receiver at Ohio State. I'll just stay and go to NC State and be the number 1 here. That was my original speculation. They said it was due to the weather. There have been some big storms rolling through North Carolina recently. Apparently, there were some flights that got canceled, so maybe that is legitimate. The flight got canceled. Then it gets reported about half an hour later at 11:11 a.m. that Noah Rodgers is actually on an official visit to NC State. So he was supposed to come and fly out yesterday for his Ohio State official visit. Turns out, we realized yesterday at 11 a.m., he's on his official visit at NC State, the in-state school, who's currently running second in his recruitment behind Ohio State. And then an Ohio State recruiting insider says he wouldn't be surprised if Noah Rodgers committed to NC State. So we went from going into yesterday, Noah Rodgers was going to be going to Ohio State for his official visit. Ohio State was clearly the leader. They were wondering if Noah Rodgers was going to commit this weekend during his visit in Columbus. 3 hours later, the visit is off. He's visiting NC State, and we've got people saying they wouldn't be surprised if Noah Rodgers committed to NC State this weekend because now he's on an official visit to NC State. About an hour later at noon, Wilt Fung says the Ohio State visit is back on. So apparently at this point, everyone thinks now he can find a flight. He's going to be flying down to Columbus this afternoon or this evening, which was really yesterday. So Friday afternoon, his flight got delayed. Now, he just visited NC State, maybe wanted to give them one last chance to flip his commitment, or maybe he's, wanted to announce, he wanted to tell the coaching staff in person that he was going to commit to Ohio State on his official visit. He's actually going to Ohio State. So now the visit to Ohio State is back on. And then it also gets reported a few minutes later that he is not on an official visit to NC State. So first we thought he had canceled the Ohio State official visit. He was visiting NC State. Then it was just, it was just a weather thing. He's rescheduled. He's going to be flying down to Columbus last night. And apparently he's not even on an official visit to NC State. And it says he visited NC State, but it was an official visit, and he left NC State at 1:30 that yesterday afternoon. And then it also gets reported about 45 minutes later at 2:15, he actually still is on an official visit, and he is still at NC State. So at 1:30, they reported that Noah Rogers had left NC State, presumably to catch a flight to Columbus. But 45 minutes later, he's actually still on the campus of NC State during his official visit there. And then at around 7:14, so about 5 hours later on Twitter, Noah Rogers actually refutes a tweet that says he left NC State to go to Ohio State for his official visit. Few hours later, turns out Noah Rogers did not go to Ohio State, and he is still at NC State. And then at 11 o'clock on his IG story, he posted a picture of him at NC State. And now it's also been reported, to add to the story, that he's expected to be on a flight to Columbus sometime today to do his official visit to Ohio State. So apparently he is still supposed to come to Ohio State. So we got like 5 different things going on there. The kid's on a flight, it gets canceled. He's on the NC State official visit. Now he's coming back to Ohio State. No, he's still at NC State. This was crazy. Oh my goodness. But the last report we got, or at least I saw this morning on Saturday, he is still making his official visit to Ohio State. Maybe that could change, and I may need to do an update video on him, because this is one of the craziest recruitments, and I really believe Noah Rogers is one of at least the top 2 or 3 receivers in the entire country for the class of 2023. Whether or not, listen, there's so many dynamics at play. The number one dynamic, if Carnell Tate and Brandon Inniss have already silently committed to Ohio State, those are 2 5-star receivers in the class of 2023. Would Noah Rogers say, I'm not going to go to Ohio State now because they already got 2 5-star receivers. I'm never going to get any playing time. I would rather go be, the number 1 receiver on another program. Just looking at his recruitment. So this is Carnell Tate, the kid I was talking about, who has already filmed his recruitment video. When he actually commits, nobody knows. He doesn't have a set date. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. Nobody knows. But Tennessee was actually leading this for some reason, because they were leading it. They had offered him a bunch of money. But now Ohio State is in the driver's seat in terms of overall percent chance. He's a 5-star. You've got Brandon Inniss, the other 5-star. Ohio State leads for him. He's on his official visit right now to OSU. That started on Thursday night, and that goes throughout the entire weekend. And then we have Noah Rogers, who it still says 95% to Ohio State, only 2% to NC State. But again, there's so many factors at play. If Ohio State lands 2 5-star receivers, does Noah Rogers look at that and say, I don't want to be a part of that? Because realistically, a lot of us expect Noah Rogers to be a 5-star as well. I know he's ranked like 50th or 56th, but does Ohio State seriously land 3 5-star receivers in the same class if Noah Rogers moves up to being a 5-star and he makes his official visit today? I'm not saying the latest I got is Noah Rogers is making his official visit. That's happening today to Ohio State, apparently. Maybe it changes because there's been 30 different things that have changed, but that is the current situation between Ohio State and NC State for Noah Rogers. So a lot is happening. This is a developing story we're going to continue to follow. When it comes to Noah Rogers, Ohio State recruiting, NC State recruiting, this would be such a major get for NC State. We know they're expected to have an absolutely huge year this year with Devin Leary and probably be a top 15 team in the preseason AP poll. But Ohio State, this would be historic if Ohio State landed Tate, Ennis, and Noah Rogers, because that's potential 3 5-star receivers in the same class would be just unbelievable. It's just, the dynamic. Do the 2 5-star receivers commit? What does that mean for Noah Rogers? Does he make his official visit to Ohio State? There's a lot of stuff at play right now, and it's very interesting to follow. Probably the most interesting recruiting story so far in 2023. It is early in the cycle, but still, I just wanted to kind of touch on it because yesterday we got like 40 different things, and it's like, what's going on? Apparently yesterday, Noah Rogers' flight got canceled to Ohio State. He was at NC State on his official visit, and today he is supposed to fly out in a rescheduled flight, I guess, for his Ohio State official visit. So we'll see what happens. This is certainly an unbelievable prospect. One of the top receivers in the entire nation when it's all said and done. 6'2", 195. This guy's going to be playing on Sundays. He's going to be a first-round pick no matter where he goes in my eyes. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.